so we started with database, and database is nothing but to have an organized structural data. We need a database. The database is of two different types: relational database and non-relational database. That's what we have seen. Non-relational database will have tables, and relational database will have tables, and non-relational database will have collections. So all that we have seen, and we have started doing something about database, creating a relational database, RDS instance. So let's see, we'll continue from there. But what we have done yesterday was we created an instance first. Prior to that, we have created a security group without any traffic allowed. Yesterday, actually, I have created a security group without outbound and inbound. But I have altered it, added outbound to it as usual. Okay, the inbound is not provided without any inbound, but outbound I have altered as usual. Let me show you. So this is what the security group we have created yesterday. There is no inbound, but outbound I have just altered. That outbound is what? See, it is all traffic and protocol, all the protocols, port range, everything, and destination also. But there is no inbound. That is what I have changed. The changes I have done, and we have created an instance, EC2 instance. Why we have created an EC2 instance? Understand, whenever you wanted to create a database, the database will have to create with respect to one sec there. Okay, so create an instance, and to understand, just simply, whenever we wanted to create a database, the database is just something which we have to have a data into it. But here in AWS, whenever we wanted to create a database, it is only possible with respect to RDS instance. But you see, RDS instance, while you launch, if you launch the RDS instance, we have seen so many different type of engines. There are 6 different type of engines like Oracle engine, Aurora, MySQL, SQL, Postgre, and all. In that, if you choose Oracle engine, we can use our own license or AWS provided license, because Oracle has a separate database. They are separate. Okay, they are considered to be a separate vendor. So if you create a database instance or database with respect to Oracle engine, we can have our own licenses provided by Oracle or AWS provided license. Apart from that, we can have anything, like if you go with other database engines, then it's up to us. AWS will provide all the licenses. And what we have done is we have created an instance even for the database. Once you create an instance, okay, for the database instance will only be provided to connect to the database. It's nothing but the instance service provided by AWS is to only access the database but not RDP or SSH to the RDS server, which means instance is nothing but server in our case. An EC2 instance, when normally created, we usually will be able to connect to that. But RDS instance is something like, it is not a particular instance where we can connect to that. Okay, Amazon will not provide any such option to either RDP. It's nothing but like Windows machine what we do to connect to that, or SSH like a Linux or Unix machine to connect to that. So we will not be able to connect to that. We are only given application level access but not OS level access. So here in our case, the application will be the database. So these things we have to understand. We have created a database, okay, and also instance. So since we are having an application level access, always the database is to be connected with respect to an instance, a normal EC2 instance, so that we have created a normal EC2 instance before we create RDS instance. And after that, we have also created an RDS instance, okay, and that RDS instance is this we have. So let's go to instances. Okay, yesterday it was actually creating, but finally it has got created, and then now we have provided with an endpoint. See, I said once the database is created, we will have an endpoint. So the endpoint is the combination of the name what we provide. I have given wisdom tech as the name, and the combination of some alphabets and letters, then the region in which the database is created, after that RDS Amazon AWS.com colon 3306. Why do we have this number 3306? Can somebody tell me? Yeah, exactly. So this 3306 is the port number where the RDS instance can be connected, or RDS database can be accessed. So this is what the endpoint. So in real time, what we have to do is, when somebody or SQL people or your client or anything it is, when you get a request to launch a database, okay, so you have to create an RDS instance if it is a relational database. If it is non-relational database, then DynamoDB you have to go with. Then once you create it, you should provide this endpoint to the people, because we are not database guys. We are AWS or cloud engineers. So what we do is create a database and provide this endpoint, or providing or creating a table or database may meet up the requirements or not. So they may wanted a database created in their own way. So what we do in such case, we create an EC2 instance with my SQL server installed in it. Okay, with SQL server installed in it, and that SQL server, over that SQL server, we should create those people who wanted databases to be created. Okay, to that people, we have to provide the authentication so that they log into this EC2 instance and create their own database based on their requirements. So that is how it works. What we have done, see, we have taken a little script. I'll show you the script of this instance. The instance we have launched with respect to a script. Okay, let's see what script we have taken actually. So the user data is this. The shebang we have taken to make the instance to understand that it is a script, and then we have updated the packages, installed HTTP, that is nothing but Apache, PHP, that's for a SQL server. PHP MySQL, which is nothing but we are installing, okay, PHP, the SQL server of MySQL version. And then service, we have started services of Apache, and then restarted Apache. So this is what the little script we have just taken. Now let's try to connect to this instance. I mean, not launching it, just trying to connect. Let's see what we are going to get. You see here, we got a web page. It says that this page is used to test the proper operation of the Apache HTTP server after it has been installed. If you can read this page, it means that the Apache HTTP server installed at this site is working properly, which means it is only giving the output of Apache server installed in it. Of course, we are not getting any output because we have not created any web pages in it. Okay, we have not created any web pages. If we would have created any web pages, then we could get that web pages out as output. Now we have also installed PHP into it, alright, and MySQL server. So for that, what we have to do is we either have to alter our code, or we have to launch a EC2 instance and write a PHP page. So to do that PHP page, what I'll do, um, okay, I think it's better we just write it from here only. Anyhow, we need to launch it. Browse on. Okay, so it became root user. Still have something to update here. Okay, fine, fine. Now what I'll do, we need to create a PHP file. So I'll just go to same var www html directory, and in this directory let me just check whether we have anything. There's nothing. So here I'll go create a PHP page. Okay, just simply a PHP page I'll just create. I'm not going to give anything here in this. What I'll do, to create that PHP page, I'll go with this vi and name that as index.php. Okay, so if it is a HTML page, you should have .html as the extension. If not, I mean, if it is PHP page, then you should have .php as extension. So with that, it will understand whether it is a PHP page or HTML page. So fine, vi index.php, enter, escape I for inserting. Then to make this server or EC2 instance to understand that it is a PHP page, you have to give, okay, this notations PHP. You clear? So this is what compulsory you people have to give. With this, what happens is the server understands that it is a PHP script. So I'm just doing something like whatever you wanted to do, you have to write. You need to write here in this PHP information. Anything you wanted to write here, it should be written. But I'm not going to write anything in this. I'm just going to create a simple PHP page, basic. So let it be as simple as that. That's all. This is what I wanted to create. Okay. So I'll just say fine. Column. Mm, let's see. Okay. So hope it should work. See, so we have created a PHP page only to test whether our PHP server is installed in it or not. And let's go and search whether MySQL server is also installed into it or not. How do you do that? MySQL. You see? So we have created an index page of PHP version, but as we have provided a script while we launch this EC2 instance that to install HTTP along with that PHP and MySQL as well. So we are able to read all this. Now PHP version is that simply we have just created a PHP page, a simple index page. With that we are able to get the output of all this. Okay. So which means our script is working fine, that we could able to launch an instance with PHP. It's nothing but SQL Server installed in it, and that SQL Server is of type MySQL. So you can see that MySQL. So this is what the thing we wanted to see. And now what do we do is let's go create a database table and try to connect it to that. So how do you do that? It's possible that you go, okay, and write everything, or I mean like create a page here on the server, or what do you do? Okay, simply um, change or modify the script so that it will, because that is a little script which is a little lengthy. So what we are going to do is we're going to take the S3 bucket help here and copy everything in that, okay, and from there we'll get it. So what is that S3 bucket? I'll just create simply, and here to change the user script, this is another thing. Whenever you wanted to change the user script, uh, uh, you must have to stop the instance. Okay. Stopped. Meanwhile, I'll go to S3 and create an S3 bucket. Okay, let it be. It's stopping. Its IP address will change, so not to worry.
Sir,
Yeah.
uh, there are different scripts for Oracle and other databases also. Like
Yeah.
if you want to
Yes.
install a Oracle.
See, you can create the database here, choosing the engine while you create the database. Okay. So when you wanted to create tables into that, you have scripts, different scripts. So you don't need to know anything about that because you are not going to create any tables or anything with respect to database. What you do is, as you wanted to create or you have to provide a database to them, we create an AWS data RDS instance and then provide the endpoint to them. That's all. Or as I said, we create a server EC2 instance with PHP installed in it, then provide it to them. Unless you are an AWS, sorry, a database guy, you need to know how to write queries. We say queries, tables, see database queries. So queries are nothing but in their language, in their terms, it is a database script. So you write, you execute so that automatically it creates a database. I mean a structural table in which you can just have everything into that. Okay,
Okay, so okay,
the scripts are different.
okay,
So what I'm doing, let's see, we will get that. Yeah, we got it. Now I have already copied a particular script here with me. So this is what the script is. Let's try to understand this script. What it is, first thing is this simple script, which is what we have taken on an EC2 instance. So we have just taken the shebang to understand the script and installed all these things, updated packages, started the services, rebooted that HTTP or Apache server. Then the same way, in the script itself, I have mentioned, okay, you go with respect to this echo star. I mean, this is what the PHP page needs to be created where here on this. So that's what we said. And the database, the script for database, accessing the database is this connected to PHP. It's nothing but whatever the database we have created to connect that database. Okay, this is what this script used. So this script is to be, this connect.php is another file we have to create on our EC2 instance. Then we will be able to, access our database created. But how is that possible? So what it needs to have, that connect.php, what and all the, script it needs to have. So let's see here. It's again the same. You have to mention that this PHP, this particular line, because to make the server understand that it is a PHP script. And in that, what I have mentioned here, username, that username whatever I have given, wisdom tech, password, you need to give, you have to provide. What password I have provided? I think I have provided this password. Okay, let's see. We will do something. And then hostname I have taken from here. Hostname will be the endpoint of our this one. So endpoint, you see, we need to focus on this. That's for the endpoint. CEVPX. Let's see. CEVPX7IA0FX. Okay, that's what. So I have copied it yesterday itself. So this is what the endpoint is to be provided as host name, and DB name again the wisdom tech. The second stage we have just provided our DB name as wisdom tech. So everything is same, as simple as that. Now we are saying the script saying connected to database. So this is what the database endpoint we have provided, and now we are asking the script to connect it to the database. So what happened when it needs to connect to the database? Okay, db handle, we are providing a command db handle mysql connect using hostname, username, and password. Or if you are able to connect, it's fine. If you are not able to connect, then die, unable to connect it to MySQL. So it should if else loop, like if you are able to connect it to that, you should provide hostname, username, password. If not, you die and provide an output saying unable to connect it to MySQL. So if you are able to connect, what it needs to do, echo connected to MySQL using username, password, hostname. So this will be the output we will get. If you are not able to do, okay, it will have to die again. Could not select database, echo connect to database, the DB name. So usually this is what the output we get in case if we are successfully able to connect it to our database. If not, unable to connect it to MySQL. So let's see, after creating this, we will see what the output we are going to get. Okay, so control C, I'm copying it from here and pasting it here in online. So pasted everything here, say download and save. The test.txt form it has. So I'll just rename this as connect.php. So this is what we wanted. Yes, we wanted that. Now this is the one we have to upload into our S3 bucket. So let's go create an S3 bucket in the same Sydney region. I'll just name this as my DB or data bucket. Something like that I'll say. Okay, you remember we have taken our EC2 instance with respect to full access to that IAM role, S3 full access, you remember? So you have to do that. You should be a little careful while you create the EC2 instance. I'll upload things here. Um, down, down. So this is what we are going to. Then let's set the permissions that make everything public. Yes, start upload. Waiting, starting, and done. That's fine. We are done with that. So now what we have to do, we should edit the script here. How do we do? Go instance settings. In that, view or change user data. Now here I'll change. Since we already have created the PHP page, so I'm not going to take this line echo. Okay, we have already created an index page, right? So I'm not going to do that. But if you have not created any PHP page while launching that in EC2 instance, you wanted to create that PHP page directly with respect to the script. So this is what the line you have to mention over there. So let's see. Let's copy it again. Let it be. Copying it. Then what else you need to do? We are actually trying to copy something. So I'll just copy this way. CD. I'm going to enter into var www. Okay. HTML. So with this, it will go into that HTML root directory, Apache root directory. In this, I'm saying another command, w get. It's nothing but you take the file from where, from https, let's go to this properties. Okay, where is that? Oh, it's actually downloading. Okay, so fine. This is what the thing we have to do. Since it is a PHP file, it is actually trying to download. You getting it right? Do not get confused, and if you have any doubt, if you are missing anything, you ask me, I'll just clarify it. You don't need this because you already have. So this is what the script I would like to give. Take that as a plain script and just check whether everything is properly edited, only for cross-checking. Okay, so what is the user data? We have PHP file trying to install, then entered into that root directory of batch server. Okay, so we are copying, or we are downloading that file connect.php to this. So let's see, save. Now what I'm going to do is I'll start this instance. Once after we start this instance, okay, now we should be able to go connect that database. Guys, are you clear till this point? What we have done and what we are trying to do? Fine, it's running. Good. Who are missing in today's class? Let me just check. Anu is not there even today. Prashant and Usman. Hey Chandra, Srikanth, you just find out with Usman and Prashant why are they not making it to the classes. So I'm taking the public IP and provide it here. So we already have a PHP installed. Now let's go access our connect.php page. The request will connect.php was not on this server. Why is this? When a script is executing, oh, it's not copied. PHP file is not copied into this. Hmm, what is missing? what we do is, I don't know what's going wrong in this. It's not actually copying or downloading that connect.php file. So let's go create a connect.php escape I for inserting files. I'll go here. I think I have given the password as, okay, we'll change this password later. So I've just copied here everything as it is. Okay. Mm, and now let's see. When we have both the files, yes, let's go and check. Tell me whether we are able to get or connected to our database or not, because I'm not sure with my password. What is the output we get? Yes,
Dice no SQL, unable to connect my SQL.
yes, that's what we are supposed to get.
But before, did you stop the instance?
No, I did not stop the instance. We
Then how
stopped
can
our
you see?
what?
No, before you showing the screen, you just went and checked for the instance.
Yeah.
Is anything missing in the user data? You check the data. Did you stop the instance for checking that one?
No, 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 no.
You said to edit user data.
To check the user data, you don't need to stop. Okay. But when you wanted to edit it, see, to edit your instance user data, you first need to stop your instance. You can view it anytime. You can view it.
Okay.
Okay. But you wanted to edit because it needs to execute, so you must need to stop your instance. So there is something missing in this. So I'll just find it out, but the script should be this, and we should get that connected.php file into this. So now you see we're trying, we are unable to connect it to MySQL. It's because there is something missing in our code. That's none other than my, what it is, password. I think I have given something. Okay, let me just check with this. So what I wanted to do, I need to edit it. So to edit, you must need to go to VI editor only. So VI, what is that? Connect.php. I'm going to that. Let me come to the password point. I'll say escape I for inserting mode. Go back, insert. I think this is what the password I gave. yesterday. So let me just check. Fine. So we've changed it. Now it should get us the proper result. Let's see. What do we get? So your today's task is you must have to try executing the script and connecting to the database from your EC2 instance. I'm not giving you the script because you have your video, you'll be having a video. So from there you type everything manually, you just have it your own. So you'll just get, you'll have a little idea about it, what it is and why we are taking it while we just write. Okay.
Sir, SQL Server takes more time to load.
Not actually, I don't know why. It's taking time here for me. It won't take so much of time. You're still missing something. Mm,
Sir, one more thing. SQL servers and MySQL servers have same scripting or different?
Same, almost. See, everything, the database will always have similar kind of scripting only. In case if there is any change, there will be a slight change. Maybe uh, the options or terminology will be different, but the execution will be the same, and the scripts will be
Okay.
similar.
For Oracle too.
Yeah, Oracle too. Um, what is this? And the point is that yeah, why are we not able to connect? I just got my point. We're still not able to connect. It is because, guys, remember, we have provided a security group, okay, to this, and that security group database SG, does it have any inbound to connect to this? Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Do we have any inbound provided to that?
No.
So when there is no inbound provided to, how do we access this? So that is the reason why, though we have changed a password, we are not able to connect. So what do we do now? Let's go and change our inbound first. But prior to that, I wanted to
I
check.
was about to ask you about that.
Yeah, that would be the great point if you could ask me. So
Yeah, like I was like waiting, oh, like I'll just ask.
that's good. That's really good. So we have Sydney SG. That's nothing but Sydney Security Group for EC2 instance. So now let's go to the security groups and edit this inbound of database security group which we have assigned to our database. So what role I'm going to take? The port number 3306 should be there, right? So via
Yeah, PHP.
3306 only we'll be able to do that. So what we have to do, we have to provide MySQL or Aurora, anything it is. So better take that. So automatically it has come 3306. And in this, I'll go with custom and then type S here. The moment I type S, why I'm just going with custom? Because I'm trying to connect my database via my EC2 instance. So there should be a connectivity between my EC2 instance and database, so that I need to merge these two security groups. So I'll just take Sydney SG here. So through this Sydney SG, I should be able to connect my SQL database through this port 3306. So save. So this is another point. Now let's go and refresh it again, see what happens. So we should get this time.
So why did you create this one more security group database? Is there any specific reason?
See, database is also created with respect to an instance, right? Remember,
Yes. Yeah.
when we have created a database with respect to an instance, that instance should also have a security group. So
Yeah.
we have taken a separate security group for our database and a default security group for our EC2 instance. The EC2 instance is already having an inbound allowed to it using port number 22 and as well as port number 80. But are we able to SSH our RDS instance?
No.
No, it's not possible. So RDP or SSH to our RDS instance is not at all possible. It will not provide any OS level access to us. It will only provide application level access. So to access that application or database which we have created with respect to RDS instance and to connect to that, okay, to connect to that, we have to provide a security group for database created and the default security group for your EC2 instance. So how do you able to communicate with respect to your EC2 instance and database? To have this communication, okay, you are editing the inbound here this way. You can just say that, okay, why don't we have the same default security group to our database? But how do you able to connect? How do you
Okay.
make sure? How do you
Why
make
should
sure?
not we?
Yeah, why
Why
should
can't
not?
we add the my server Aurora down,
Here
sir?
in this, that's what your point. I
Yeah.
got it. I got it. So of course, you provide it. You provide that, but are you connecting the database created in your server? The database is created in your server. My question is the database created is in this server?
No, it's
It's
created in separate
separate.
different server.
Yeah, it's created separately. Since it is created separately, okay, when you provide that security group here to your only EC2 instance, and when you just give port number 3306 here, it's not possible you will be able to. Okay, there may be a possibility that you take same security group for both database instance and as well as for your EC2 instance, and with another inbound that 3306, there may be a possibility that you try and just let me know. Okay, because I did not try in that way, and every time I just created a database, I've taken a separate security group for that, and just established a communication between the security group of database and the security group of our instance in between by editing the inbound of that, just like this. But I didn't ever try, because as per my knowledge is concerned, it's better you have different security groups, because we are trying to connect a database through our EC2 instance. Okay, so when we are trying to connect through our EC2 instance, another database instance we are trying to access, so there should be two security groups communicating to each other, and that's how it should work. Uh, just try your end. Even I'll also
Yeah.
try.
Okay.
I'll also try
Yeah. Okay, sir.
taking same security group for both of them and then check. So hopefully I don't think it work, but let's see.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay. Still saying unable to connect to MySQL. Why is it happening this way? We have established communication. Fine. Password. Did any change in the password? Instant. Mm, okay, that's fine. Oh my god. See, the username I have given as Mohan. That's why it is having a problem. So now what I should do, I should change the username here. Okay, let's go. Edit it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Username, database name is something. Okay. So these are the challenges you face. Still not getting.
Sir, can you come back to RDS instance once?
This
Here
way.
in here in the endpoint, it shows that there is no 33006 down. There it was there in the endpoint, but down here there is no 3306.
That's fine. We have to take with that the complete thing.
Okay.
we need to take the complete.
Okay.
I suspect, I'm not sure what password I've given, but what I remember is that so the problem I think is with my password only, what password I've given. I'm just trying to search where I can change it. Is there any possibility that I can change my TV password? That's not actually allowing me. But this port 3306 we have to take. I did it earlier many a number of times. But still, let's try for your sake once if my password is correct. So to understand whether my password is correct or not, what I've given. With this, we'll just get to know. Okay, so let's go and change it. Still the same. The 3306 should be there, but I'm sure there is something wrong with my password given. So remember, make a note of all those things with your in your case, and then be safe. Better what you do is everything you make take same, like username or DB name and as well as password. There is no such compulsion that you have to have a capital letter, a number in it and all, but there will be a limit of 8 digits password, so that you make sure, and make sure you have all the same username, password and database name, DB name, and even the host name. All of them are same. So and try with this script. You must need to get. I hope you'll get it. If not, we will see. Even I'll also try. And as you said, like Sai, you said, having same security group for both the instances, like DB instance and a normal EC2 instance. So consider that this is your task for today. That you have to connect, create your database instance and connect it to that using your EC2 instance. Okay, are you clear with? Yeah. So after this, we need to talk something more about the snapshots of backups of our RDS instances. Okay. So when we go the database instances, you remember we have taken 7 days retention while we create this database for our automated backups, which means if there is something or if this database gets corrupted, then we should be able to go retrieve it. That is the reason why the automated backups are enabled for this, and the maximum retention what we can provide for this is 35 days. So where do we have a backups? The backups are nothing but snapshots. Let's see here the snapshot. So we have two different snapshots. Those are type automated backups. So we did not manually take these backups or created these snapshots, but by default they are created with respect to the automated backups enabled. And how long they stay here? For 7 days. Exactly for 7 days they stay, because we have taken the retention period of 7 days. And there are two backups, because one is backed up yesterday and one another is backed up just today. So every day it will take the backup. What and all the changes you apply or do, that will be backed up the every day. and the snapshots are provided here. If something goes wrong, so that you can just go and select, you can just retrieve your backup. It's nothing but you can just, what do you say, retrieve your database totally. So how is that possible? Okay, by a restore snapshot. So remember guys, every time you try to restore your database, you have to create another new instance, new database instance. With respect to that, it is created. So a number of times you restore your data or your database, a number of times you have to, you know, uh, create your database instances. So we will see all this tomorrow, different type of, what do you say, because it's already 8:44. So are you okay if I just continue till 9 o'clock, everybody? Shilpa, I think you're getting late to your office, I hope. If not, we'll continue. Because these are important. I don't want anybody to miss this. The backups, how do we take the backups and how do we handle these backups? What way it is useful for us and all. So I didn't get any response from Shilpa, and Anu is also missing today, right? Anu was one and all. Fine, what do we do is, for today, we'll conclude our class with this, okay? Because it's not only about backups, we also have to, discuss something more about read replicas. Read replicas are nothing but just to discuss, just for a description. The read replicas are nothing but whenever you try to access your database and the database experience huge load, what you do is you create replicas of that database. And the load is distributed to or served by all those replicas. So how do we create read replica? That is possible by instance actions here, create read replica, or okay, with respect to whenever you're trying to create or retrieve your database with from these snapshots, you will be retrieving the entire database. It is backed up, entire database backed up. So instead of entire database, you back up. If you wanted any particular point in time backup to be retrieved, so in that situation you can still do the point in time backup restoration. That's from restore to point in time. So let's see all these things and the information about all those things and all tomorrow. Will that be okay?
Yeah, it's okay, sir.
Yeah, fine. So we will see all those things. With that, we can just conclude our database RDS. But but I wanted you people to practice all these things and come up with your screens, whether you're able to connect to your this one. Finally, what you should get here is the output should be this. Okay, what is that? Connected to MySQL using username, password, hostname. So this is what the output you should be able to see. Other than unable to connect to MySQL. So try and let me know if you have any difficulty. If not, share me the screens so that I'll understand that everybody or every one of you have practiced, or at least who and all have shared the screens with me. Consider that okay, those things have hands on. Okay, fine then. See you tomorrow. Catch you tomorrow. So we are going to discuss about the backups and the replicas, read replicas about our databases. So see you then.